Happy Astrological New Year. The time has come for us to step into our main character era. What does that mean? Let's get into it in today's video. We made it through Pisces season. Things are about to get wild. Mercury is about to go into pre-shadow. Saturn's about to go into pre-shadow. We are opening up the ecliptic portal. All of that is happening when the sun enters 0 degrees of Aries. So there is a lot to celebrate in 2024 as we enter into the astrological new year and celebrate the spring equinox. Welcome back, Astro fam. This is my favorite time of the entire astrological calendar. When we move from Pisces season into Aries season, there is no greater leap, no greater jump, because Pisces season is the final energy where we release, we let go, we shed, we cleanse, we purge. As you're catching this video, we're probably in the final weeks of this energy in preparation of what's to come. Aries, fire, passion, initiating, starting projects, launching things, and most importantly, becoming our own main character. And in 2024, this is such a unique season, a unique beginning to the astrological year because we are kicking it off with eclipse season. And we are kicking it off with Mercury entering Aries, where he's going to retrograde. He will be in Aries for over 2 months, which is really unique. He usually only blesses us with 3 weeks in his time in Aries. But on the day of the astrological new year, he enters in and says, I'm sticking around. I'm helping us think and analyze and collect information and rewrite this area of our life, our main character energy of Aries. So let's navigate it. And I really want to start out by really understanding what energetically we're feeling as we're moving into Aries season. This energy of Pisces, right? It's about slowing down, going into the water, being more emotional. It is a time for us to really reflect and look back at the last 12 seasons of the astrological year, going back all the way till March 20th of 2023. And what did you start? Where were you at in the spring of last year? It was a pivotal time in the astrology for so many of us, where we were moving into new chapters, new jobs, new relationships, new hobbies, new homes, newness in our life last year as spring has sprung. And we've come a very long way in that journey. And now I want you to take a moment to reflect and to analyze and find gratitude. Pisces really looks at the higher perspective. It's the ethereal sign. It's looking, at it from this Jesus-like compassion. So have some love and grace and empathy for yourself and all that you've gone through in the last 12 months. And understand that as you might feel more emotional, you might feel more tired right now. You might feel more like retreating and resting and sitting at home in your bed. And that's okay, because we're recharging the batteries for when the sun hits 0 degrees of Aries on March 19th. And then we are going to celebrate. It is New Year's Day. So many of us have felt like, from January till now, we really haven't accomplished much. We haven't started any new projects. We had all these dreams and all these goals and all these visions for our new year, 2024, and we've fallen short. We've run out of steam because we got to Pisces season and the energy hit us as the sun shines the Pisces energy upon us, where we want to rest and retreat and not do a whole lot of anything. And so we're feeling off track. But don't worry, we get to start new. The sun hits Aries and the fire comes back, and you can actually start your year right now by following the astrological calendar. Now, also the exciting thing is when we get to the astrological new year, we are celebrating the spring equinox. This is so cool because no matter if you're in the northern or southern hemisphere, we are having equal amount of daylight and night. And this is beautiful because now we get to be back in balance. It's this reset of energy. There's not a whole lot of darkness and there's not a whole lot of brightness. It is right in the middle, and we can start over and start fresh. Now, I'm going to speak from the perspective of the Northern Hemisphere because that's where I live and where most of my followers live. And in this moment, we are about to start gaining more light, right? It's that equal amount, the equinox, and we are getting more and more light every single day until we reach the fall equinox in 6 months. In Libra season, where it is represented by the scales, by balance. And we'll talk more about that in just a moment. But on the spring equinox, we can feel the sun shining a little brighter and the flowers starting to bloom and life coming back to us. Now, something else that's really exciting about the astrological year when it starts in 2024 on March 19th is that it's actually the indicator for Easter. And I know that sounds crazy. You're like, astrology and Christianity, how does that correlate? Easter is always determined. It is the Sunday following the first full moon of the astrological year. Now, it's kind of interesting, and I'm going to kind of go off on a tangent, so bear with me for a second if you're interested in this understanding of Christianity relating to astrology. Now, the Christian church sets a day for the spring equinox to always be March 21st. So that's why in our Gregorian calendar and in modern day, and most people think of the spring equinox as March 21st, always and forever. And that's because the Christian church made it simple, in their words, simplified the astrology. And so the spring equinox lands on March 21st, the first full moon rolls around, and the Sunday following that full moon becomes the date of Easter every single year. However, in astrology, the astrological year and spring equinox begins when the sun hits 0 degrees of Aries. And that's actually becoming earlier and earlier every year because, the universe is ever expanding and things are shifting. So this year it's on March 19th. But the Christian church doesn't celebrate the equinox till the 21st. Now, this can be a little complicated because it doesn't always line up. So for instance, in 2019, we had a full moon on the 20th of March. And since in Christianity, the equinox isn't till the 21st, we had to wait for an entire lunar cycle for the next full moon to roll around in April. And then Easter fell on the 21st of April. So this is why sometimes Easter is in March and sometimes Easter is pushed way back into April. It's because Easter would have been in March had the Christian church followed the astrological calendar for the spring equinox. But again, going off a little bit on a tangent, but just thought it was really interesting to understand that when we get to the full moon in Libra as a lunar eclipse in 2024, that is actually the full moon of the year that determines the Sunday after being Easter. So let's go back to the astrological new year of 2024 and what makes it so unique and so exciting and worth celebrating. Well, the first thing we got to acknowledge is that as soon as the sun hits 0 degrees of Aries, we're actually opening the ecliptic portal at the exact same time. And this is because the North Node is in Aries. And this makes it so exciting because we're dealing with the North Node, the North Star, the energy that's drawing us and pulling us in and asking us to come here. And it being in Aries is really about being more brave and bold, stepping into our main character energy. Not only that, but on this exact same day, we are also opening up the energy of retrograde season to begin. Mercury enters into his pre-shadow energy at 15 degrees of Aries, where the North Node is, and also Saturn is entering into his pre-shadow, where he will come back to this exact moment in time, this exact thing we're experiencing, because he is at 11 degrees of Pisces, where he's coming back to later in November. And so retrograde energy is also open on this exact same day. And lastly, we have Chiron in Aries. Now, this is an energy we've been experiencing for the last couple astrological new years, but we don't have a lot of years left with Chiron still in Aries. And so with the ecliptic portal here, Mercury about to spend 2.5 months in Aries, where he usually only gives us 3 weeks, we have also this healer energy of Chiron, of us bringing up wounds and traumas and triggers and things that needs our attention in healing so we can move forward in our life and become more independent and more brave and more bold and more fearless and more on track with our own needs and wants and desires. But for so many of us, there's something that has to be healed in order for us to do that. And Chiron is here allowing us and assisting us to take care of that around the astrological new year. So exciting energy. We're also going to have Mars and Venus slowly but surely entering into this area of the sky as well. So there is a parade of planets. There's a massive amount of astrological energy and weather going on here. So in order to understand this a little bit deeper, what we're actually celebrating at the astrological new year is the beginning of the year, the beginning of the season, Aries energy. Everything begins with Aries. It is the foundation of astrology. And so let's break down Aries a little bit more so you know what you're going to be feeling and what you should be tapping into. I keep saying main character, but what does that actually mean? What does that actually look like? So starting out with, Aries is a very powerful energy. It's ruled by Mars. It is the masculine. It is the warrior. It is the fighter. And symbolically or energetically, I like to think of Aries as the toddler under 7, right? Because it is like when we first come to Earth school and we are bold and we are brave and we are fearless and we're not really thinking a lot. We're just kind of acting. We're following our impulse. We're just doing the things that we want because life is truly about us. And we're super present, right? When you're a child, you don't think about the future. You don't think about the past. Like if you are under 7, you are just living in the moment. And, think of that energy of like the kids that climb up to the jungle gym when the jungle gym is like 5 times taller than them. They're not afraid. They are bold. They are fearless. They have no filter, right? Children under 7 just say whatever. And you're like, damn, I can't believe they just said that. Or if their ball rolls across the street, they're not looking for cars. They're not anticipating danger. They are going to go after what they want. They will kick and scream at the grocery store for the candy because it's what they want. They don't care about what other people think about them. They're going to get their bag. They're going to get their candy. They're going to get their toy. That is the energy of Aries. That's what we're embracing. That's what we're embodying. It's about our passion. It's about, what our heart wants. It's about our needs. And so this is that main character, right? To a toddler under 7, they are the only one that exists in the world. And the world really does revolve around them, getting them fed at the right time, putting them, to sleep at the right time, making sure their needs are met, making sure they're happy, everyone goo-goo gagging over them, everyone taking pictures of them. Like, that is what we need to embrace and embody. Now, when we get to the astrological new year, we are all feeling this what about me energy. And it's about starting something. It's about initiating. It's about feeling the fire in the sky and the passion in our heart and saying, you know what? I'm probably going to fail. I'm probably going to mess up, but I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to take action. It is the energy of the warrior, right? Fighting for what it wants. It is the mantra of I am, my identity. Who am I and how do I want to be seen in the world? And so this is a beautiful time in the astrological year where we really get to focus a little bit more on ourselves, to become more selfish. And I have a good friend on Instagram, it's That Selfish Bitch, and she teaches people how to become more selfish. And it's this word, this term that has put a negative stigma by society on it, when in all honesty, if each one of us took more care of our own problems, our own backyard, focused on meeting our own needs, we wouldn't be expecting it all from society and from others. And that would feel a lot easier to manage in our relationships if your partner is not always needing you for comfort and not always needing you for support. If your friends or your family isn't always needing you for money or assistance, that would feel a lot better in your relationships. So this is a time and a season where each person needs to just get in their own lane and say, where do I want to go? Where's this road leading in my life? Because Aries season, we are starting, we are initiating. So be willing to take the lens, take the attention away from other things and go back to the drawing board. So, to break this down, the astrological year, we move from Aries season all the way through Pisces season. And energetically, this is how we are to navigate the year ahead if we're following the astrology. So I want you to think of Aries season where, we begin, we initiate, we have an impulse, we have an idea, we have something we want to start. We want to create a new project. We want to buy a new house. We want to begin a new relationship. Like, I don't care what it is in your life, wherever you're beginning on the astrological new year for your year ahead, the goal you want to accomplish, the direction you want to go, the road you want to travel, the journey you're about to embark on, we start in Aries season. Boldly, bravely, we initiate, we just take action, we just go for it. Then we get to Taurus season, and Taurus is where we plant the seeds. It is earth, right? We have the spark, we have the impulse, we have the idea, we take action, and now in Taurus season, we plant the seeds, and we do the earth thing. We are practical, we are logical, we are rational. We know we can't just start something and all of a sudden it births. We got to water it and feed it and tend to it and nurture it and give it love and give it time and be patient. And that's what we do during Taurus season. So we just kind of give some love and attention to the thing that we started in Aries season. Then we get to Gemini season, an air sign. It's time where we think, we ask questions, we socialize, we go and gather more information. We tell other people about our idea, the thing that we started. We ask for feedback. We connect with others around the thing that we started, and we gather more information. We get to Cancer season, which is water. So this is about stopping and getting into your intuitive space, feeling with your gut. Does this make sense? Am I doing the right thing? How does this feel? It's about creating safety and security in your life, right? Cancer rules the home, and it's about finding a safe place. As you're building this thing, as you're going in this direction, you're going to need a place to land. You're going to need a foundation, your home, your family, your social circle, like whomever in your life is going to be that center of safety. Then we move to Leo season, where the fire comes back. We're in our next fire energy. And this is where we shout from the rooftops what we're working on. Things are coming to life. The sun is shining down upon it. So we give it attention. We, be a little bit more bold. We turn our shine on wherever that is in your life, whatever project you started in Aries season. The light, the sun comes up on it. We're going to brag about it a little. Then we get to Virgo season, and Virgo's another earth energy. So this is about being organized, analyzing the details, breaking things apart that aren't working, solving the problems, becoming more practical. It is an energy of perfectionism and critiquing things. And so whatever we started, we got to critique it a little bit more. It needs more attention to detail. We got to, take this apart and fix it and put that back together and make it more beautiful. And then we get to Aries season, where we're halfway through the astrological year. This is the time where we reflect a little bit, but we also add more love to it. Libra season is about finding balance and harmony, right? We've come a long way. It's been 6 months. The thing that we're working on, it's like, hey, are we still finding balance in this and the other things in our life? How's our relationships doing? It looks at relationships. I call it soulmate season. So we kind of get out of what we've been doing and we say, how do we bring this together? Are we on track? Is there balance here? And then we move into Scorpio season, where it's water energy, and we go deep and we dive in and we go to the bottom of things. We kind of come to this intuitive sense. We investigate, we research, whatever we started, it's going to need some in-depth kind of energy, and we go deeper than ever before. And we uncover things and we reveal secrets and we look at things and skeletons about the thing that we started that we maybe didn't want to see, but they're coming to the surface. And now's our chance to alchemize it, to transmute it, to transform it, what's not working, what we don't like, how we want to rebirth it. Maybe we started something, we bought a house and we don't really like it. Now we got to start doing DIY projects. Maybe there's literally skeletons or ghosts in the closet and we have to revamp them. If you started a new career, maybe some secrets are coming up about that job. It's been, 8 months. And maybe we're like, damn, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Things are being revealed and we're having to adjust and alchemize and transmute it if we want to continue on and move forward. Then we get to Sagittarius season, more fire, our last fire energy of the astrological year. And this is about expanding our horizons, being bold again, being spontaneous. So the thing that we started, maybe we need to be a little, open-minded to getting out of our comfort zone and pushing the boundary a little further, going on an adventure with it, right? Getting out of the box and having some faith and optimism that it's all working out. Then we get to Capricorn season, our final earth energy of the year. And this is where we get practical again. We get rational on the thing that we started. And we say, am I still committed to this? Am I being disciplined? Am I really doing the work that I need in a consistent way? If I really want this to come to life, I only have 3 more months of the astrological year. So where am I at? Checking yourself, right? Getting back on track and checking the foundation of what you began in Aries season. We get to Aquarius season, our final air sign of the year. And this is about looking at the future. Where is this thing going, right? This is about problem solving. This is about being inventive. This is about checking in with yourself and authentic honesty of like, is this really what I want still? It's been almost a year. Is it working? Is it not working? We're thinking from a higher intelligent place and solving problems if we want to keep working on this thing. And then we get to Pisces season, the final season of the astrological year, our final water energy. And it's about taking a break. It's about resting. It's about taking a step back and saying, is this thing what I really want? How have I been doing? Reflecting, recharging, analyzing, letting things go that can't come with us in the next year, that project, that initiation, whatever it is, keeping it, cleaning it up, decluttering it, whatever, resting up before the astrological new year, where we get to start again with new projects and new energy and new fresh beginnings in a bold and brave and fearless way, and the cycle continues forward. So this is how we navigate the astrological year. This is how it looks if you're moving through the astrological seasons. And if you need more guidance on that and more understanding, that's why I included the sun seasons in my Astrology Alchemy journal. And you'll see for every single sun season, I give you a bucket list of things that you can do during that 30 days of the sun moving through that energy to help you work with and flow and navigate that season. The journal prompts help you as well. And I give you a mantra and other ways that you can apply this tool of astrology throughout the astrological year. The other thing that you can do that is super helpful is drink the Astrological-TEE collection that I've created, starting out with Aries. So if you have this already in your collection, drink it up. It's Aries season. It is the herbs that help you feel the fire, the warrior, the chi, the stamina. And for all 12 of the zodiac blends, we've included the body part that astrological season rules. So for instance, Aries rules the blood. That is the foundation of life, right? It is our chi, it is our stamina. And so the herbs in the Aries blend help us strengthen our blood. And also the liver, because Aries is angry and it's hot-headed, and so we got to soothe the liver. But as we move throughout the astrological year and you drink the tea for every season, ultimately by Pisces season, you will have dressed every single part of the body and recharged it in accordance with the sun season. So that was the intention for the Astrological Tea blend, to tap into the current sun season, to work with the different body parts. But you can drink it, again, based on your birth chart, based on your rising sign, based on your unique sun sign. You can drink it, based on what you're physiologically needing throughout the year. There's so many ways that you can use the Astrological Tea blend. If you want more information on it, or you want to go ahead and purchase your Aries blend to drink and celebrate the Astrological New Year with, you can find it in the description box below. There's also a contact form if you have any questions about the tea, or you want to know which one to purchase, which one is best for you. I'm honored to answer any questions that you might have. Just put it in that contact form and I'll message you back. But that's what I drink right now during the astrological year. It's Aries tea, chai, spice, fire, making me feel internally what I'm feeling externally. So now that we have kind of this better understanding of Aries energy, this main character, this toddler under 7, we have a better understanding of the astrological year and how we're meant to navigate it. Let's kind of do a little screenshot or snapshot of the solar year ahead. When the sun hit 0 degrees of Aries, starting its solar return, starting the astrological new year, we take a screenshot of that day. And it is a picture, a message for us throughout the next year from Aries to Pisces season, the themes or the energy that is going to get us from our initial start, our initial action, to that reflection moment of Pisces. So let's pull up the chart. I want to kind of break it down very simply. I don't want to go too much into it because there's a lot that I've already talked about in my March Astro Forecast reading, a lot that I talked about at the new moon in Pisces and the full moon in Libra videos. So let's kind of keep it short, but summarize it and help it make sense so you know what you're actually celebrating today as we step into the astrological new year. So the sun officially enters 0 degrees of Aries on the 19th of March, late in the evening, around 11:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go ahead and adjust that for your time zone. Now, finding the ruler of Aries, which is Mars, in the chart helps us indicate how we're going to take action, how we're going to move forward, how we're going to make decisions, how we are navigating the beginnings of Aries season. And Mars is in Aquarius. And this is rare and this is unique because Mars is in a different zodiac sign every time the astrological new year rolls around. This year happens to be Aquarius. So we are doing things in an inventive way, and most importantly, in an authentic way. Aquarius beats to its own drum. It does things in its own unconventional way. This is about doing things outside of society's norms, breaking tradition, being unconventional, being your own weirdo or alien or unique. This deals a lot with technology and innovation and new inventions. So a lot of us, what we're initiating and what we're starting, we're doing it in a way and in a path that has not yet been done before. Starting a business, entering into a relationship, moving to a new location. Like, this is in your own authentic way, not what society tells you to do, not how it should look based on tradition. So as we start Aries season and the things you want to incorporate into your life, embrace the Aquarius unique, weirdo, authentic, true to yourself, out of the box, unconventional way. That's going to be so important with whatever you start at this time. The other thing that we can notice during this screenshot of the astrological new year beginning is where the moon is. And the moon is in Leo. So this is our emotional needs. This is the way in which we need to feel safe and secure. And Leo, this is an energy of fire, of passion and intensity as well. This is about being seen. This is about being praised, being recognized, putting the spotlight on your talents. This is a very creative energy. This is allowing you to tap into your heart center, because the moon in Leo represents our heart, and our heart connected to our emotional needs. And so loving authentically and feeling the love from other people. This is so powerful. And we also see the moon directly opposite from Pluto in the sky. And Pluto's in Aquarius, where Mars is, where we're getting this shakeup and shifting of energy, this transformational energy. And so moon opposite Pluto can really be shaking us up, shaking us awake, to meet our own needs, to find safety and security in ourselves, and finding validation and love and appreciation for ourselves first, and then needing it from other people. Now, the other thing we can see in the chart is that the sun is very close to Neptune. So 2 days before the astrological new year, the sun ran into Neptune. And Neptune is the dreamer. It is living in la la land. It's having rose-colored glasses on. He is like the life coach that's like, yo, you can live on a yacht in the Mediterranean. You can make millions. You can find the man of your dreams, right? It's just Delulu energy. And when the sun runs into Neptune, it heats up this vision, this idea, this possibility of having faith and belief and trusting in the universe, that what is meant for us and that our main character era is going to lead to the life that we want to have ultimately. It's such a manifestation energy, and we felt that right before the astrological new year. And that could have been the spark or the initiation that you're needing to take. It's like, oh, I believe this is actually possible. I can see my life. I can step into that main character and create everything I want. So that's really powerful right before the astrological new year happened. Now, like I mentioned, Mercury's top of the North Node. This is that energy where Mercury's coming back to. So on this day, pay attention to your mind. What are the conversations? What is the information coming in? There are some fated, destined details and information coming your way, because the North Node is fate. It is the energy we're paying attention to. So listen closely. Be careful what you're saying to yourself. Be careful what you're surrounding yourself with, because ultimately, when we get to April 25th, Mercury is coming right back to this point, this conversation, this place in our life that we have on the astrological new year, this thought, this idea, this beginning, whatever it is, you're coming back to it. It's going to have another moment of attention. So if you are signing a contract, if you are starting a relationship, if you are going over something with someone, if you're buying a car, like whatever you're doing, a project you're announcing to the world, we're coming back to it, because Mercury is starting his pre-shadow on this day, and it's on the North Node, so it's destined. But we have to have a course correction by the end of April. The other thing is Saturn is also starting his pre-shadow phase, because he's at 11 degrees of Pisces. And this is very unique because Saturn is only in Pisces for 3 years out of 30. And on this day, he is going to start his pre-shadow. Saturn in Pisces is asking us to have faith. He's about to run into Neptune in the next year and a half. And that's where the sun just conjoined. And so what is this? Having faith, having trust, believing that things are going to work out if we do the work, if we keep going, if we have discipline, if we don't escape, if we don't, participate in negative habits, if we don't self-sabotage, if we don't have these escapism tendencies to run away from things that are hard, we can be rewarded in such magical ways. Now, Saturn's going to ask you to put in the work and be disciplined in a way that you have not been in 30 years. But if we do the thing, Saturn is going to bless us, because this is the point that he is going to end his retrograde on. And if you know anything about Saturn retrogrades, when Saturn comes out of retrograde, karma is served. We call him Lord Karma. And the lesson is over. Did you do your homework or not? And so whatever happens on the astrological new year is the exact thing that Saturn is going to come back to and cross-check you on and serve you your karma. So it is so important for us to do the work, to be disciplined, to be committed, to have faith, to get rid of those negative habits, to stop escaping from life, stop the self-sabotage, check your limiting beliefs, align your chakras, get your aura right. Like, Get rid of the trauma, the emotional stuff, the stuck and stagnant energy in your body, the old stuff. So important with Mercury and Saturn retrograding right back to the place in the sky they were on the day of the astrological new year. Now, the last two things I just want to highlight from this chart are things that are happening very shortly after the astrological new year. And we can see here that Venus is about to run into Saturn, right? So our relationships, what we love, who we love, money, material possessions, our creative projects, all the values that we have in our life is Venus. And she's about to run into Saturn, who is in his pre-shadow phase now, and saying, are you really committed to that relationship? Do you really value the material possessions that you have? Are you really disciplined in paying attention and spending time with the people that matter to you? This is such a cross-check energy on all the things we love in our life, and Saturn really saying, hey, are you doing what you need to do to keep those things? And are they things you really want to keep? And that is happening exactly on the 20th. So that is like leading up to that energy. We're going to be feeling it for the rest of the week. And then in addition to that, 2 days later, we're going to have Mercury leave the North Node and run into Chiron. And that is that healer energy that we were talking about that's very unique. As the sun moves into Aries, it is meeting up with the North Node and Chiron within Aries season. And so Mercury's going first, and Mercury is the messenger, and it's our mind, and it's asking questions, and it's thinking about what we need to heal. Chiron, what physical thing, emotional thing, what trauma, what thing from my childhood, what thing from a past life, like what needs attention, what needs healing. And we think about that and we recognize it and we realize it. And the sun later in Aries season is going to illuminate that and highlight that and bring more heat and attention and vitality to that for us to see it clearly. So knowing that the sun's journey throughout Aries season from March 19th all the way till April 19th is not only going to kick off with the astrological new year, it is going to have a full moon lunar eclipse on the 25th. It is going to run into the North Node, and that is going to illuminate our destiny. It is going to heat up the direction we're going, this main character energy in the Aries area of our life. Then the sun is going to run into Chiron, which is going to illuminate the healing that needs to be done in order to step into our main character and to have the life that we want and to initiate and continue on with the thing that we're beginning during this season. And then the sun is going to have the solar eclipse, the new moon, the new beginning. And this is where I want to end this video. We are celebrating the astrological new year. We want to initiate, we want to start something. But when we get to the new moon in Aries, that is the new beginning. That is the new fresh start every single year at the new moon where we really can kick it off. But this year, that new moon happens to be an eclipse. And this is very important because last year, the new moon in Aries happened on the day of the astrological new year. It all happened at once. New year, new moon, new beginning, new fresh start. This year, it's new year, new beginning, new fresh start that is fated and destined for us, where our hands are off the wheel. We don't get to make the decision. The decision's already been written in our soul contract, and we just have to let the chips fall where they may. That is super important for us to recognize and understand. So yes, we want to start things. We want to be bold. We want to be brave. We want to be fearless. We want to follow our heart's truest calling. We want to take action and be disciplined. But the eclipse can come in and shake that all up and say, no, this is actually what you need to start. This is actually the direction you need to go into. So remember, it's a solar eclipse. So we are just sitting back. We are allowing life to happen. External experiences are happening to us after that eclipse on the 8th. We still have 10 days left of eclipse season and Aries season. Time to initiate and take action. So wait and see what happens. You might think you know what to start, but it's not until that happens. Because remember, at that time, Mercury is retrograding. It's heading back to the beginning of Aries season. It's back to 15 degrees where it was on the day of the astrological new year. So our mind is course correcting, rerouting, going back over what we thought we should start on the astrological new year, but has been revealed to us at the solar eclipse that maybe it's this direction we need to go instead. And now we need to go back. Plan B, plan C, maybe start a new plan, whatever it might be. And we want to get going before we get to Taurus season on April 19th, which is such a powerful day as we enter into Taurus season. We are hitting the lottery. Literally, it's the lottery aspect with Jupiter and Uranus running into each other on the 20th. So big, beautiful, powerful energy, whatever we initiate and take action on during the Astrological New Year and Aries season, specifically after the solar eclipse, can hit the lottery on the 20th of April. So so much going on. I hope you are seeing why I'm so excited for this Astrological New Year, why I love celebrating. This is a new, beautiful, big, bold energy, stepping into our main character, really prioritizing you and yourself. It is absolutely beautiful. I hope you love this video. I hope you find some joy and excitement. If you want to celebrate with us, I'm hosting an online virtual Zoom Astrological New Year event. Super exciting energy. We just meet, we gather. It's my 4th annual one. I do prizes and giveaways. We do a ritual. This year I'm doing an I Am ritual that helps you visualize your main character in all 12 sun seasons throughout the astrological year, and other announcements, and we'll talk more about the astrology and the energy, and I love it. So you can plan for that March 17th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Adjust for your time zone. I hope I meet you there. And if you haven't done an astro forecast reading yet for 2024, this is the perfect time to do it at the Astrological New Year. We look from Aries season to Pisces season, what areas of your life are going to need attention for the next 12 zodiac months, what areas of your life are going to be highlighted and impacted. So hop into the description box. I have my booking link there. Get on my calendar. Let's tap into the Astrological New Year energy. It's a great way to celebrate. And lastly, don't forget to grab your Aries tea blend ahead of the Astrological New Year so you can sip this and celebrate on that day. Drink it throughout the astrological year. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for spending some time in my little corner of the internet talking about astrology, talking about relationships, talking about the astro weather, and all things that help us apply this tool to our life. So with that, send you so much love and light and joy and happiness as you navigate the Astrological New Year. Happy, happy New Year energy. I will catch you in the next video.